It turns out you can do really cool things with the Pokemon API that we looked at in lecture. Let me give you an example. So recall, we started by defining a function called request Pokemon that takes in the name of a Pokemon and gives us back a response object whose JSON sort of response format has a bunch of information about the Pokemon, and we were able to see the information it had by looking at the keys attribute of that resulting dictionary. So we looked at its abilities and its species and stuff like that. The part of this response dictionary that I want to look at is the sprites key. Okay, so check this out. If I go to sprites, what I get back is a dictionary with tons of links to pictures of this Pokemon. So like, for example, this sprite, by the way, is the term in like game development for like picture of a character. This is an image of Pikachu. Okay, and if I go to that URL, you'll see a little Pikachu. Okay, turns out there's a way to get that to render in your notebook. If you import from ipython.display the function image and give that the link to an image, you'll get to see that image directly in your notebook. So that means I could define a function that's like show Pokemon, take in the name of the Pokemon, call request Pokemon on that name, and then get the URL out by going into the JSON of that response object, going into sprites, which is where I found this, and going into front default. Okay, that'll be the URL of this Pokemon sprite. And then I could just return the image of that URL. So now, instead of having to manually sort of call a function or manually type the URL, I could say, hey, show me a Pikachu, and it should do that, or show me a Charizard, and it should be able to do that too. Now, it turns out hidden in this sprites dictionary is GIFs, or that is like little animated videos of each Pokemon. And we can find those by looking at the keys of this dictionary. And within its other key, if we go and look there, you'll see that there's, several nested sub-dictionaries, but the one that I want to look at is called Showdown. Now, if we go to Showdown and look at sort of these file extensions, you can see a lot of them end in .gif, okay? So instead of looking at front default, I might go to other Showdown, and now I'll change it to this front default. Now, when I call this function, I don't get just a static Pikachu, I get an animated Pikachu. And when I don't just get a static Charizard, I probably get an animated Charizard. Pretty cool. Okay, I just wanted to show you this because it relates to the Pokemon API example from lecture. It exposes you to the types of things you can do with APIs, and you can imagine if you wanted to make like a Pokemon game yourself, you could use this information. And I was inspired to show you this example because over Thanksgiving, I went back to California, visited one of my old coworkers, and showed her son, who's like in 3rd grade, this example as he was like starting to learn how to use Python. And he thought it was really cool, and so I thought you would think this is really cool too. So thanks for watching.